Well, hi friends, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I'm Shannon and this is One Spark of Magic. And today we are doing another resort tour, but we're here on Disney property and we are going to be touring the very first of the All-Star resorts here at Disney. Now, if the name didn't give it away, this is a sports-themed value resort here at Disney where you can find all of the different sports that you could possibly imagine, from surfing to tennis to basketball, baseball, football. It's got a little bit of everything here. So if you have a sports fan in your family, you have some littles that love playing baseball, they are going to absolutely adore this hotel. So today we're going to go through and see a full room tour of a standard room here at the resort, as well as show you the different sections that they have, plus what they have to offer amenity-wise. So I've already checked in, and I did that through the mobile app, which you can do. Now you can come to the hotel and do it the old-fashioned way and go up to the check-in counter if you're more comfortable with that. But if you prefer, you can also check in on your mobile app. One of the great things about that was that I was able to find out that my room was already ready at 12:30. So before we get started on the resort tour itself, let's go ahead and take a look at the room. So we're going to head over to the baseball section, the Home Run Hotel, and we're going to check out the room, and then we're going to do a full resort tour. So come on, let's go. Right, first we're going to check out our room here, and we're over in the baseball section, and we are in room 9263, which is going to be building 9, level 2, number 63. And we're actually going to use the app to unlock the door for the very first time. I've never done this, so I'm going to show you how to do it in case you want to do this if you check in early. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open up your app. You're going to go to your hotel reservations. Under there you can see what your room number is, and right underneath the room number you can see that you can click unlock door. So we're going to test this out. Okay, so we have made it into our room here, and now this is a standard room, so it's going to have your queen size bed in here, as well as a drop down bed, Murphy bed style, for an extra set. But you can also have a table in here, which gives you a nice little extra space. So we're going to take a quick tour, show you everything there is to do here. So let's go ahead and get this started. All right, well, when you first come in, just like in any Disney resort, you're going to be welcomed with your welcome screen here. And I do have some friends that are staying in this room, and I just am here to do a tour of it for them before they get here. So we've got our welcome screen, but right over here to the corner, we have our Murphy style bed. So we'll put this down later, but behind these walls here, there is a bed, and you can pull that down. It's another queen size bed. But one of the good things is during the day when you don't need that, or if it's just one or two of you in here, you have this full table set up here where you can either work, you can eat your food, which is nice because this resort only has quick service. So it's nice to be able to bring it back here and eat in your room if you need to. All right, so I'm going to attempt to put this Murphy bed down on my own. I'm not a coordinated person and I do not have a lot of grace. So this could be a really funny blooper clip, or, maybe it will show that this is really easy and anybody can do it. So let's find out. Oh, chairs are heavy. Well, it's squeaky, but I did it. All right, so obviously this was a lot easier because I was able to do it on my own. The chairs were heavy, so that was the most difficult part of it, and then the squeaking and me thinking I'm breaking it. But look at this, it's Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I love it. They're playing soccer. They're dreaming of playing soccer. Oh, it's all the different all-star resorts. Okay, so you've got your all-star sports over here with them playing soccer. In the middle, you have all-star movies with them at the theater and being famous and signing autographs. And then you have all-star music over there where they're playing in a band. How cute. I love it. Okay, so this is definitely a cool artwork, I think. Okay, so I was able to put it down. Can I put it back up? We shall see. Voila, we did it. You, of course, have your Hey Disney over here, which you can actually turn this off if you don't want it to listen to you, but you can also have your kids ask it for jokes like it is here. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Hey Disney, tell me a joke. Okay, so I just realized that when I came in that it was off. So there's this little light here that turns it off. That means it's not listening. And then you turn it on. And it is, so that way you can actually ask a question. So, hey Disney, tell me a joke.
Hey Timon, what did one eye say to the other?
Ooh, I got it. Between you and me, something smells.
Yeah, it was pretty good. All right, moving on to the other side here, we have our little storage area where we also have a coffee maker that looks a little different. It's cuisine art here, but it's a little on the different side. I don't know how to work this one, but that's where you put the coffee in here. Let's get this out. Ah, how cool, you can do 2 cups at a time. That's great. And there's are the instructions. It's good. You also have your ice bucket here because there's ice and drinks and everything that you can get at each of the sections. Now in here, I'm gonna assume, yep, we have our coffees. You got your Joffrey's coffee, you got your Twinings teas, creamers, cups, the essentials for making coffee. And then we also have a beverage cooler. So there's plenty of space in here for some drinks or some leftovers. Not huge, but enough to just get you through. We also have our dresser and drawers over here underneath the TV. All right, so in the cabinet section here, we have our safe that you can store your valuables in there. We also have a copy of the Bible, plus some additional pillows. So those pillows are gonna be for the Murphy bed back here. So you're gonna take those out and put them there for some storage, so you can actually put the Murphy bed up. And then we also have 3 drawers here for your clothes and whatever other essentials you may need. Pretty decent size. And then you do have your whole countertop here for storage and other items that you might need to put up here. Your bags, it's a really good spot, so they're off the ground, but also you have plenty of space to be able to get in and out of them. You do have your different information pamphlets that they're gonna have here. This is gonna explain everything in the hotel, staying here, the different parks, everything that you might need to know while you're here. And there's also a list here of how to expect your housekeeping services here. So you can see on day 1 of your check-in, you get in, and then day 3 is going to be your housekeeping service, and day 5 and day 7. So it's not every day, it's every other day, excluding your check-in day. Now over to the big kahuna here, which is our queen size bed. Now this is a pretty decent size. Now I know you see up here that there are a ton of pillows. There's 6 of them. Again, 2 of these are supposed to be used for the Murphy bed, and the other 2 that we saw down in the cabinet here are for the Murphy bed too. So there's 4 like normally, so there's not 6 per. We also have some artwork up here of Mickey, Minnie, and Donald, the most iconic of the Fab Five. They are using the new artwork, so it's not my favorite, but it's still cute. It's got a little bit of a more modern feel to it in here. Over here on the right-hand side of the bed, we have our phone, as well as some outlets and lights. So these light switches here turn on and off the lights over top of the bed. So we can turn those off there. And over here on the left-hand side is just a plain nightstand. Now, I will address this a little bit more, but there is not a ton of walking space on this side of the bed. So just a little heads up there. Over here we have our modern barn door slider pocket door here that you can walk through, and it'll lead you to the bathroom area. So you first come in, you have your sink area with some additional storage underneath for your toiletries, as well as another cabinet to the side, and that's where you're gonna find your iron and your hairdryer as well. So there's actually quite a bit of storage in here for a family, which is really nice. We have a nice, big, beautiful mirror here, as well as a makeup mirror to the side. I do like the lighting around the mirror. It makes it very easy to get ready in the morning. And we also have some additional storage over here as well. And we also have over here a small closet as well as our ironing board. So basically this is just an open closet area for you, giving you a little bit more space to be able to hang things up or being able to put your bags in here. Another nice thing that they have here are little hooks for you to be able to hang up your bags. So if you have your lounge flies or any of your lanyards or anything, you can hang them all up here and keep them out of the way as well. And then making our way over to the main section here of the bathroom, we have a tubbed shower here, which is great for if you have little kids, because I know many of them prefer to take baths over showers. So it's pretty decent size here. And then we have a nice shower head as well. Of course, it would not be a Disney hotel without your toiletries over here. The good thing is that it does have storage up here for your own toiletries. It does kind of slant a little bit, so you can't put anything too heavy up there. But we do have that as well as the ones that come here in the room. I do love Disney's shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. It's actually pretty decent compared to most hotels. And continuing on here, we have our towels and our commode, which is essential for a hotel room. There is plenty of storage as well underneath the bed here that you can throw your luggage under there. If you're new to my channel, you may not know this, but when I do room tours, I have a checklist of things that I like to check off to see if this is an exceptional hotel room, adequate, or below average. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with this checklist. And the first one is going to be our outlets. Now this room has an immaculate amount of outlets. It's crazy. So there are 14 regular outlets in here, plus there are 5 USBs, plus 5 USB-Cs. So there is plenty for your family in this room. It is absolutely fantastic. I give them an A+ on this. They've added extra outlets since I used to stay at the All-Star Resorts as a kid. So much better and so much more. It's A+. This is the best I think I've seen of outlets in a Disney or Universal hotel. Next up on the checklist is going to be space. So for me, I like to be able to walk around my hotel room and not feel like I'm cramped in there, because as much as I don't want to be in my hotel room when I'm on vacation, you're gonna need to be. You're gonna need to be able to sleep, you're gonna need to be able to relax. And when I come back to my room, I want to be able to do those things. So if this had 2 beds in it, it would not pass this, but because they have the Murphy style bed here, I am 100% going to give this an A+, because there is all this walking room right in the front and you can get over to all the different places you need to and have multiple people walking around here. So that is a great thing. The only thing that I'm gonna give it a knock on is on that left side of the bed where there's just, you can't walk straight through. So there's a very small area to be able to walk through. It is what it is, but if you have 2 people and 2 adults sleeping in that bed, whoever is sleeping on that left side, I'm sorry, you can't get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So as I've already mentioned, this is a value resort. So it's going to have that little bit more of a motel feel to it than a hotel feel to it. So the next one is going to be our view. And well, we don't really have one. Our view is basically just of the walkway and the other building next to us. So it's not really much of a view, but I'm gonna be very honest with you so that you're aware, your value resorts aren't gonna have views. The best view you might have, if you want this, is going to be a pool view. I don't really care to do that because that means it's also gonna be noisier throughout the day. So if you wanna come back and take a nap, being around the pool area is not always a good thing to do. All right, so another thing on my checklist is going to be the storage. So this room doesn't have a ton of storage, but it has some nice, unique items to it. So we do have our dresser drawers that are over here, but there's only 3 of them. And if you have 4 people staying here, a family, 2 adults, 2 kids, that could be a little cramped. They do have a small closet for hanging things up in the bathroom area, but it is a very, very small closet. I will say they have plenty of storage in the bathroom area that you can put all of your toiletries plus anything additional that you might want to keep in there to have it out of the bag, but not just sitting out everywhere. So that is nice that they have that extra storage. However, how efficient that is questionable. I do like that there are spaces underneath the bed though that you can put your luggage so that your bags are not out everywhere. You're not tripping over them. So that is nice. The actual storage it has itself though, and it's very minimal. However, it's doable. So this room passed most of my checklists at either adequate or above. So not too bad, especially for a value resort. So you're saving your money and you still get some of these nice things of a room. So is it as luxurious as a deluxe resort? No, but you're also not paying that money for a deluxe resort. You're paying the value resort. All right, so that is gonna be it for our room tour, but now we have the whole hotel to go check out. So there's a lot of fun things to see, a lot of fun theming. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to make our way up to the lobby area and then circle around and see all the fun things that they have. All right, so we've made our way back here to the front of the hotel. So when you first get up here, I wanted to show you this because this is where you're gonna catch your buses. So over in the check-in parking area, there is a section where you see all these different chain linked fences. That is going to be where you're gonna board the buses. So if you need to get to Typhoon Lagoon, you need to get to Magic Kingdom, this is where you're gonna go. This is where they're gonna pick you up and drop you off. So it's right here, right behind me. So you see the big giant All-Stars. Right in front of it is the bus depot. One of the nice things about the All-Star resorts here is they all have this sitting area right here, right behind the bus depot, so you can actually sit down or be in the shade while you're waiting for your bus to come. Now, if you're doing ride sharing of any sort, getting an Uber or you're getting a taxi, on the other side is where you're gonna see the drop-off area that you're gonna have here at the resort. This is also where you're gonna enter into the main part of the lobby to where the check-in is. So as soon as you arrive here at All-Star Sports, you'll walk straight into the Stadium Hall. That's the resort's main lobby area. This is where you'll check in, ask questions, you can chill in the AC, have a nice relaxing time. This is also where you can go to have any of your questions answered if you need to get hard room keys, if you do not want to use the mobile app to be able to get into your room, or if you need extra things for your room and you actually want to go to the front desk, this is where you're going to find that. All right, off the lobby here, you do have the Sport Goofies gifts and sundries. So we're gonna just take a peek in here. They look like they have a ton of the Halloween stuff out right now. I am recording this in the middle of October, so. So inside of the gift shop, you're gonna find your average things that are gonna be in the gift shops here at the lobby. You're gonna have your different clothing and ears and hats, different accessories that you can have and purchase that are Disney oriented. You're also gonna have some of your essentials that you might need, some medications, diapers, baby food, and also some light snacks that you can get like bags of chips, and even you can buy some alcohol in here too, or some cold drinks. Again, it's just your standard gift shop, but there is sometimes some really fun things that you can find, some special collections that will be completely walked through at Disney Springs or at Magic Kingdom. You can find them at the resorts and you'll find pieces that are completely sold out or the areas are just a mess. You can find them here at the hotel. So always take a look in. You might see something that you really like and be able to purchase here. Now, All-Star Sports is one of 3 All-Star resorts here at Disney. So you have your All-Star Sports, which we're at, you have your All-Star Music and your All-Star Movies. All-Star Sports was actually the very first of the All-Star resorts to open, and it opened in 1994. We also have our standard Disney arcade that's here, but this one looks pretty freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie, this thing is huge. There are so many arcade games in here. It's crazy. It's huge. I mean, I feel like I need to come play arcade games because there's so many things to try out. Goodness gracious, this is huge. So if it is a rainy day, goodness gracious, come here. You'll spend a lot of money, but goodness, there's a lot to do. Next up on our tour here is going to be the End Zone Food Court. This is where you're going to find all your favorite foods here at the resort. Now, because this is a value resort, they do not have a sit-down restaurant. It's just a quick serve. So over here we have different things like the grill shop where you're gonna find your chili cheese dogs, your chicken strips, chicken sandwiches. They also have a pizza area where you can get all different kinds of pizzas, your pepperoni, your cheese. You can get a full pizza or just a slice. Also meatball subs and different types of pasta. They do also have an ice cream shop. That's where you can find your coffees and your ice creams and your sundaes. And they also have the specialty shop here. Now that's where you're gonna find your little bit more healthier options like your stir fry and your Mediterranean bowls, as well as rotisserie chicken. Now, even though this is a value resort, one of the things they are known for are their desserts here. So you have your different things like your Mickey pumpkin cheesecake, your different style of your cupcakes, a lemon blueberry cheesecake. Oh, that sounds amazing. You even have a Stitch cupcake. Always check out the bakeries, even at the resorts here that are value, because you're gonna find some really cool stuff. All right, if I come back later, because I can't eat right now because we're doing Mickey's Not So Scary again tonight, but this right here, the PB&J croissant, I have heard amazing things about, and I want to try this so bad. So right next to the specialty section too, you can come over here and you can see they have a little market area. This is where you can find some of your grab-and-go items. So you also have your refillable mugs here that you can get and purchase. And then over here in the grab-and-go area, you have your cold drinks, your sodas, your Gatorades, different waters and juices. All right, in the grab-and-go section over here, you're going to have your fruits and snacks, different salads and sandwiches. So over here, for example, we have some Italian sandwiches, turkey and cheese. They look pretty simple, but also at the same time pretty fresh. We also have a couple of interesting items like this couscous bowl, which sounds really good, and an Asian noodle salad. And you also have your standard items here, your chicken Caesar salads, fruit parfaits, and different types of fruit here as well. Also, if you're looking for some snacks here, they do have some vegetables and fruits cut up with some dipping sauces, as well as pickles and boiled eggs, yogurts, all those fun things, healthy options. And again, over here, you can also find some grab-and-go alcoholic items, different types of beer, champagne, and wine. Also, if you do get the Disney refillable mug, you can actually fill up right here in the food court. Now, quick tip, if you are going to be grabbing a refillable mug, make sure you get it on your very first day so you can get the full value out of it. You can get coffees, teas, sodas, anything from these refillable stations in your mug. Now, mind you, it's only here at the resorts that you can use those refillable mugs. You cannot use those in the parks or anywhere else on Disney property, just in the resort. All right, so that's most of the lobby area. So now we're gonna head out to our very first pool area. Now this is gonna be the main pool, and we're gonna first take a look over here at the pool bar. So over here at the Grandstand Spirits, you can find all of your favorite items here, including your draft beers, as well as some nice cool cocktails to have out by the pool. They do serve these up as grab and go, so you can come and bring them over to the pool, or you can also take them back to your hotel room, or just walk around with them at the resort area as well. Now right next to the pool here, you also have Surf's Up Bathhouse. This is where you can get all your laundry done. Let's just take a quick little peek inside of here. Okay, pretty decent size. Now, I do remember when I was a kid and we would come with the entire family, so there was 4 of us kids. We did do laundry when we were on vacation, but that was because we'd come down for a week or 2 weeks, and there was 6 of us, so there was a lot of laundry to do, and there was only so much you could pack. So it's always nice to have these on board, especially when you're coming with a big family. So the pool here is open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you can definitely enjoy some pool time when you get back from the parks. What's nice too is that even the walkways have different theming to it. Not sure if it's going to show up on camera here. They even have little shells as well as different starfish. Really cool theming. So All Star Sports is broken into 5 different themed areas. You have your football area, baseball, basketball, tennis, and surfing, each with giant icons of fun Disney touches. Whether it's a huge surfboard, massive football helmet, or Mickey playing tennis, it's a fun place to explore, especially if you have kids. All right, so we made it to our first section. So we're just going to go through and see the different theming that they have here. Our first section is going to be the Surfs Up section. So obviously this is themed to the ocean and surfing, and so you can find shark fins, you can find surfboards, everything that goes along with the ocean and surfing is going to be in this section, and it's really cool. It's got a totally tubular vibe, and it's really fun. All right, now we're going to take a quick tour of the tennis section. So here you're going to find tennis balls, tennis rackets, Spalding tennis ball holders all over the place, as well as different scoring and different court lingo as well that you'll see over here. And as cute as this whole area is, the star of the show is going to be the tennis match that is happening right in the center, and that is going to be between Donald and his nephews. However, his nephews seem to be playing baseball, so we're trading in one court for another. As we head out of the tennis area, we're going to head on over to the basketball court section. So over here in the basketball section, of course, you're going to have basketballs. There is a miniature yet oversized basketball court area with huge giant whistles all over the place, different baskets, as well as different memorabilia and placards up here. However, one of the cool things that's over here is the names of some of the college basketball teams up here. So you'll see there are different items like Wildcats, Mustangs, which, okay, I'm just going to point this out because I know these are for colleges and stuff. For high school, our mascot was Wildcats. For middle school, it was Mustangs. And then down here, they have the Green Wave, and that was actually another high school in my hometown as well, was the Green Wave. It was the Fort Myers Green Wave. So it's kind of cool. They're all in that same area here. But take a look around and see if you can find your favorite college or even just your favorite colors. If you're not a sports galley or a sports boy and you just like colors, you can pick those out too. However, they do have Michigan up there too. Boo. Boo the state up north. Sorry if you're a fan of Michigan. So this section is called the Hoops Hotel, I think for obvious reasons. But it's a cute area. Again, you have the different court areas here set up so it kind of looks like a miniature yet oversized basketball court. Next up on our tour are going to be the two sections that scream American sports, and that's going to be our football and baseball sections. First up is going to be our football. Are you ready for some football? I know, cheesy, but it works. In this section, you're going to find different things, obviously, to the nods of football. Now, if you look up here, you can also find some of your college teams here as well. You also see your yard lines, as well as your fans in the stadium rooting you on. One of the great things here is that it does have this center field here that you can run up and down and play on. It even has some different calls and plays that you can see here in the center. You will also be welcomed in by two giant helmets here in the center. Now, bordering the football section here, you'll see we have these giant 3-story high footballs. I can't name a single NFL player that wouldn't be able to at least catch this ball, right? Now, if you are having a resort day here, one of the great things you can do out here is actually bring your own basketballs and footballs and play around. And right here on this field, it's a really great spot to do it. Again, last but certainly not least, we make it to the American sport itself, baseball. Here's where you're going to find the Home Run Hotel, where you have the visitors versus home, and you are surrounded by baseball bats. This is where you also find the second pool here. This is where you're going to find your baseball diamond-shaped pool. And right in the center there, you'll see Goofy himself throwing out the pitches. So if you are a baseball fan, make sure to take a look up and around, because they actually have the professional teams that are up on the sides of the building here. And there is mine right there, Mr. Red Sox himself. So take a look around and see if you can find your favorite one. One of the cool things that I like that they have here are baseball stadiums as well. They line the top of the restrooms over here, and it really does look like the baseball stadium, and I love it. It's got that whole feel of like walking in. I love that there's the visitor sections over here and the home section where our room is, and it looks like you're actually going into the dugout. It's just a really cool concept, very well themed, even with having the fences in the background, just like you would at a baseball field. It's a really awesome theming. So you also have your Louisville Sluggers, your baseballs, your American pendants there, and then giant cups of Coca-Cola. Just remember, kids, there's no crying in baseball. All right, well, that's going to conclude it for us today at this resort tour for All Stars Sports. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got something informative out of it. Now, my honest opinion of this resort is you get what you pay for. It is a lower end resort here at Disney, but you're also not paying as much. So the value resorts are really great for that. I always recommend these type of hotels for those that are out of state people coming into Florida, staying on Disney property, but not spending an arm and a leg on your hotel. These value resorts, especially the all-star ones, are going to be your best bet, especially if you have kids, because there's plenty of stuff for the kids to do when you're having your off days from the park, but you can also have free transportation, and you don't really have to worry about getting a rental car. So it cuts down on that expense too. So it makes things a little bit easier. So I would say that is the prime people for this resort are out of state with kids staying on a budget. Now, this is also a great one if you're just staying for a couple of days. This is a resort that is used a lot for those that are doing Run Disney or different sporting events down here, which also means when they do have sporting events like the cheerleading competitions or baseball tournaments, this place is going to be packed, and it's going to be packed full of teenagers. So keep that in mind. It does get pretty loud and we'll just leave it at it gets pretty loud. So just keep that in mind. These are more motel style rooms, so it is going to be a little bit noisier. So is it worth it? It depends on what you're doing. I personally do not like to stay at the All-Star resorts because I like to have a quiet room and I like to have a little bit more time to be able to luxuriate. However, again, if you're on a budget, you have kids, you have family, this is a great place to be able to stay. It's a good bang for your buck in that case, and I would highly recommend it. But until next time, I am Shannon with One Spark of Magic, and I'm wishing you the most magical of days. Rah rah, shish kamba.